Coit Tower, perched high atop Telegraph Hill here in San Francisco. We're just about set for action. Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone, to the broadcast table. Chris Webber to my right, Greg Anthony to my left. I'm Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge on our sideline. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Thompson.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, for a team that has the unbridled ambition of the Golden State Warriors, moving to San Francisco is fitting. A city whose fortunes have risen astronomically in this era of new technology. Now in Oakland, the Warriors were comfortable and successful in an arena that they had played in since the late 60s. But for a franchise that aspires to be light years ahead of the competition, moving to a billion-dollar stadium seemed obvious. Kevin?
Oakland has been a wonderful home for the Warriors, but we know San Francisco will be too. Thanks, DA. So the New York starting five, they've got Portis. Curry is out there with Houdini. Then there's Teague, and it's Barrett at the 2. And for the Warriors, in at forward, it's Thompson and Green. Russell is out there with Alec Burks, and it's Cauley-Stein in at the 5, roaming the paint. Hey, Chris, what do you think is the best way for a coach who has lost a locker room to get it back?
You just got to be honest and open, Kevin. You know, everyone's adults, and if you can't handle the information, then the onus is on that player. But just look at what happened in Minnesota last year. You know, just terrible in the locker room. It's not good for the fans, especially the hometown fans that believe in this young team. And so a lot of times it just comes down to clear, open communication.
Here's Houdini. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Green, the pass to Burks. Thompson outside. Clock at 6. Back to Burks. From deep three-point range. No good on the shot. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Houdini. He's covered by Thompson. Now Barrett. 17 points for him last game against Portland. Here's Houdini. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Houdini's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Knicks. Russell passes to Cauley-Stein. Back to Russell. "14 feet away. It's rebounded by New York.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jump.
A nice shot by Teague.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim. And with the Warriors, the strength of their defense comes from their versatility.
Yeah, they have a roster that can switch on everything. Guys like Draymond allow them to go small and not lose out on D. I mean, this team is very smart with their defensive schemes.
Now here's Curry following the shot by Alec Burks. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cauley-Stein. Some changes for Golden State. Marquise. Setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got Barrett. Portis is out there with Houdini. Then it's Curry. And it's Teague in at the 1 spot.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
New York shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Russell against Teague. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And so Curry will bring it up for New York. Passes it to Houdini. And the layup is good. Houdini's got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
Oh, no hesitation to get it to the rim. He uses his height advantage to convert the easy.
Now the pass to Burks. There's 1:26 left in the first half. Tries again. The shot by Cauley-Stein, no good. New York leading by 4. Here's Houdini. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And a moment here to look at some of the stats for Curry. He's averaging 15 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Burks.
Not many guys more lethal on the catch and shoot. That's an easy bucket for Thompson.
Pass to Barrett. Here's Houdini. He's covered by Thompson. Here's Houdini. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And look, it was more than his scoring. He was dominant on D. His steal numbers for that game were crazy.
Now, here's Barrett. After the miss from Bobby Portis. Houdini passes to Portis.
Capable of being a defensive anchor. Keith Cauley-Stein is positioning himself to swat shots.
Kevon Looney is checked in for Willie Cauley. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Knicks lead by 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They didn't stop fighting in the second quarter as they maintained most of their first quarter lead and now lead by 3 at the break. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Scoring in the paint, that's an area where they can improve. With the defense sagging in, they settled for a lot of jump shots in the first half. Coming out of the break, I think it'll be better running off pick.
And that's
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Houdini, what a contribution.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Yeah, I mean, showing that tenacity both mentally and physically.
Green and Cauley-Stein are down low. Alec Burks is out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Warriors' 5. While the NBA is entertainment, you know, Chris, it also can have a very social impact in a positive ways. Guys like Kyle Korver have spoken out. The Jazz took action last season. Chris, how do you feel the league has responded to issues like discrimination?
Well, I think the league has done a wonderful job, better than any league. First of all, we acknowledge it. You don't just throw it under the rug and say there's no problem here. And that may be the toughest, to be able to acknowledge that. And then secondly, to make quick, sweeping decisions, I think has also been awesome too. But I don't think any league in the history of sports has had more players speak up for issues in society than ours. Let's go back to Bill Russell and others, the way that they started the game and came in. We have to love it, and I love the fact that the league is not scared of the narrative, and we work together. And by the way, that Kyle Korver article was so awesome. It was so vulnerable for him to write that. And when you have players like that, no matter what color, that are selfless to speak out to make society better, then it's not just good for the game, but it's great for all of us. So kudos to Kyle, the Jazz, and everyone doing all they can do to make things better for everyone.
Absolutely. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. but he's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. Teague, the pass to Houdini. Pass to Barrett, kicks it to Curry. Just 5 to shoot. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And 12 points for Houdini.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Russell passes to Burks. 29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Chris, he's checked in for the Warriors. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Green. Knox, he's checked in for the Knicks. Lonzo Trier comes in for Barrett. 17 seconds left here in the third quarter. 5 to shoot. From deep. They grab their own miss. And the dunk by Olynyk.
No, I love that aggressiveness from Olynyk. I mean, he can create his own offense. I mean, we all know that. But that time, with a little cleanup work.
Teague for 3. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. New York ahead, up 1. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And it's been and some changes here for the Warriors. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Scott. And it's Kevon Looney in for Burks. And then for New York, Houdini's checked in for Alonzo Trier. And Curry subbed in for Kevin Knox.
As confident as it gets at the line. He wants to be up there in the tight ball game.
And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Elfrid Payton. Houdini is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Curry in at the 3 slot. Cauley-Stein with the defensive effort. Out left to the wing. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. And the Warriors with some changes. Klay Thompson comes in for Chris. And it's Burks in for Looney. And then for New York, Barrett comes in for Morris. And it's Teague in for Payton. Timeout called the Warriors. They're leading by 3. 1:06 left to play here in the fourth. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Billy Cauley-Stein.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Steve Kerr talked to his team during the break. He said to them, "That's the kind of effort we need to bring every night. We're right in this thing, but it's going to take sustained effort to close it out. Now let's bring it home." Kevin, back to you.
Here's Russell. Count it!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
Here's Houdini. Olynyk is covering. Houdini passes to Teague. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
These are the moments that Jeff Teague lives for. He loves close games.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Teague against Russell. 5 on the clock. Pass to Burks. Baseline try. It's good!
Getting everyone involved. Russell operating the offense like a seasoned vet.
New York calls timeout. They're trailing by 2. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
And with a couple seconds still on the clock, I try to get the ball in as close to the basket as possible. That way, if you miss a quick one, you may have time for a putback to tie it at the buzzer.
To win it. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot. No good. So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling out the W. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Clay, this is a tough part of your schedule right now. How do you get ready for the next one?
It's tough, but, you know, for me, I got fresh young legs, not playing heavy minutes, so I'm excited. And they got us at their place, but, you know, we're looking for redemption.
Young guys never mind playing again the next night. Thanks, Clay. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.